Hello dear students, this is lecture number 2 under the title Projectile Motion. In this session, we will discuss certain more numericals. So the very first numerical of this session is this one. Okay. If at any point the velocity of a particle is u and is directed at an angle alpha to the horizontal, then so that it will be moving at right angle to its initial direction after a time u by g cos alpha. Okay dear, what does it mean? Here is the problem diagram of this question. This is a path of trajectory for a projectile, and let us suppose at point A of its path, its velocity was u making an angle alpha, and at point B its velocity is v, and so that the angle between the initial direction and final direction is 90 degree here. Okay dear. So you need to find the time to travel from A to B, and this time should come out to be u upon g cosec alpha. Okay dear. So what to do? First of all, split this velocity u in horizontal and vertical direction. So this must be u cos alpha, and this must be u sin alpha. Okay. And what about this angle? We don't know this angle. So we can calculate, however. Just complete this right angle triangle. Okay dear. So if this is 90 and this angle is alpha and this line is parallel to this line, so this must be alpha. So in this right angle triangle, this one, just see this right angle triangle. Starting from this one, this is one side, this is another side up till this point, and this is the third side. For this right angle triangle, this angle is 90, this is alpha, so this angle must be 90 minus alpha. So for this right angle triangle, this one, just see clearly. For this right angle triangle, this right angle up till this point, for this right angle triangle, this angle is 90 minus alpha and this is 90, so this must be alpha. Okay dear. So this angle must be alpha. If this is alpha and this is v, so this will be v sin alpha, and this must be v cos alpha. Okay dear. This v cos alpha is vertically downward and v sin alpha is horizontal component. We know for ground level projectile motion, the horizontal component must be equal, that is constant, throughout the whole path. If here it is u cos alpha and here it is v sin alpha, and both are horizontal components, so these two components must be equal. Okay dear. So we write here u cos alpha must be equals to v sin alpha, so that you can find v equal to u cos alpha upon sin alpha. Just you see in this expression only u is exist, v is not presenting here. So you need to eliminate v everywhere. Okay, only u is required in the final answer. Okay, so this is v equal to u cos alpha by sin alpha. Okay, this is for horizontal component, for horizontal component. Okay dear, for vertical component, for vertical components, for vertical component, what you can write here, this vertical component is in up direction u sin alpha, and here this vertical component is v cos alpha vertically downward. So if u sin alpha, this component is taken to be positive, so this must be taken as negative because the directions are opposite. Okay, so for vertical motion, you know the initial velocity is u sin alpha, final is v cos alpha, and acceleration is here minus g because going upward. So what you know here, you know initial velocity, you know final velocity, you know acceleration, and you need to find t. You need to find t. T is the time to travel from A to B. So this is t. So just remember kinematic equation. Which equation is made up of all these four variables? Okay, clearly your answer will be v equal to u plus at. V equal to u plus at. V is what? V is final velocity, that is v cos alpha. So this is basically v cos alpha, v cos alpha. U is basically, and this v cos alpha is vertically downward, so this is negative. And u is what? U is basically u sin alpha, u sin alpha. A is basically minus g, and we need to calculate t. So just put all the values. So this is minus v cos alpha equals to u sin alpha minus gt. Okay, so finally you will find that gt equals to u sin alpha plus v cos alpha. Okay, so gt equals to u sin alpha plus v cos alpha. Just write the value of v from equation number 1. V is basically this one. Okay, so in place of v, just put u cos alpha upon sin alpha into cos alpha. So what will you find? gt equals to, just take LCM. So this is basically u is common, so LCM is sin alpha, and this is sin square alpha, and this is cos square alpha. Okay dear, so gt equals to u, this is 1 by sin alpha. So u into 1 will give you u, and finally you will find t equal to, this is u, just take g here, the u by g, and 1 by sin alpha will give you cosec alpha. That means t equal to u by g cosec alpha, which is the result you need to prove. Proved. Okay dear, this is u by g cosec alpha, this is also u by g cosec alpha. So this is your final answer. Okay dear, Any problem? If you find any kind of problem, you can just message me in the comment box, or directly you can contact me at my contact number. Note it down. Yes, dear students, let us move towards our next numerical, which is basically a homework I had already given to you. So I am giving here full solution for this numerical. So this numerical, I am repeating once again what this was. This is basically a numerical having 4 cannonballs. 4 cannonballs, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am just repeating or representing these cannonballs as projectile 1, projectile 2, 3 and 4. One projectile, this is the path of trajectory for first projectile. This is path of trajectory for second projectile. This is path of trajectory for third projectile, and this is path of trajectory for fourth projectile. Okay dear. Initial angle of projection for first, second, third, fourth projectiles are theta 1 60 degree, theta 2 and theta 3 both are 45 degree, theta 4 is 30 degree, and initial velocity of projection are u1, u2, u3 and u4. We need to calculate which of u1, u2, u3 and u4 is largest. That means which projectile has largest initial velocity of projection. Okay dear. So let us think over it how to solve this numerical. I had perhaps discussed with you up till 50% solution of this question. Once again I am repeating. First of all, just write down the formula for range and maximum height. Range is given by u square sine 2 theta by g, and maximum height is given by u square sine theta upon 2g. I have already discussed this numerical and started last time also as by writing these two formulas. One thing is clear, for range 2 and 3. This is the range for 2 starting from this point to this point. This is range for projectile 2, and this is the range from this to this distance. This is the range for projectile 3 from this to this. Okay, so this range from this is starting from this to this is 3, and starting from this to this is 4. Definitely this distance is less than this. That is, this is basically R3, and this is basically R4, or R4, you can say R4 as well as R2 also. So I am just discussing about R2. So definitely R3 is less than R2. Definitely R3 is less than R2. R3 is up till this point, R2 is up till this point. So R3 is less than R2. Just write down R3 less than R2. So what you will find, R3 is less than R2. So formula for R is this. That means u3 square sine 2 theta means 2 theta 3 by g. This must be equal less than R2. R2 is u2 square sine 2 theta 2 divided by g, and g will cancel. So finally you will find u3 square sine to theta 3 means 45 and theta 2 is also 45. So 2 into 45 degree less than u square sine 2 into theta 2 is also 45. So this is again 45 degree. Okay, so that sine 2 into 45, sine 2 into 45 cancel. So u3 square must be less than u2 square. Here u1, u2, u3, u4 both all four quantities are positive basically. So you can write from here that u3 is less than u2. So this is the result coming from this part. Okay dear, R3 is less than R2. So you can see clearly. So similarly you can observe that R2 and R4 are equal. Range for R2 is from this to this point and range for R4, this is R4, 2 and 4 are coinciding here. So their range also coinciding, that means R2 must be equal to R4. Okay dear, so R2 is equal to R4. So R2 is basically u2 square sine 2 theta 2 by g, and R4 is basically u4 square sine 2 theta 4 by g. G and g will again cancel out. Okay dear, so u2 square sine 2 into theta 2 is 45 and u4 square sine 2 into theta 4 is 30 degree. Okay, so this is basically u2 square sine 45 into 2 means sine 90 degree, and this is u4 square sine 60 degree. Okay dear, so what about this? This will give you u2 square into 1 equals to u4 square into sine 60 is root 3 by 2. That means u2 square is equals to u4 square root 3 by 2. So u4 square when multiplied by this is equal to this. That means u2 is greater than u4. u2 square is greater than u4 square. So you can write from here that u2 is greater than u4. Just you can write down value of root 3 also, then you will find more clarity about it. Just put value of root 3. So this is 1.732 by 2. So this quantity is less than 1. This quantity is less than 1. So that overall this quantity is less than 1. So definitely u4 square will be greater than this one, because u4 when divided by something, this is less than 1 means u4 square is being divided by something. So u4 square divided by something is equal to this. That means u4 square is greater than u2 square. So u4 square is greater than u2 square, and you can write, since all the quantities are positive, so u4 square u square is greater than u2 square. So this is the ultimate result here. Okay, so I am just rubbing out this portion. So this is basically u3 is less than u2 and u4 is greater than u2. Okay dear, so what is the final? final. One more thing you can think over this problem. Two results, we have already two results. So just see projectile 1, height of projectile 1 is this, and height of projectile, this is 2, is this. Both heights are same. Suppose this height is h. So h for 1 is equal to h for 2. Definitely both sides are equal to h. So h1 must be equals to h2. So h, formula for h is this one, u square sine theta upon 2g. So you write here u1 square sine theta 1 upon 2g. This is u2 square sine theta 2 upon 2g. 2g will cancel out. Okay. Then what will you find? u1 square sine theta 1 is basically 60 degree. So put down 60 degree here. u2 square sine theta 2 is 45. So u1 square sine 60 root 3 upon 2, and this is u2 square, this is 1 by root 2. Okay dear. So this root 2 and root 2 will be cancelled out by root 2. So u1 square, and this is root 3, 1.732 upon root 2 is 1.414 equals to u2 square. This quantity, this is root 3 and this is root 2. So root 3 is 1.732 and root 2 is 1.414. So what about this quantity? This quantity is clearly less than 1. So u1 square when divided by something will give you u2 square. That means u2 square is greater than u1 square. That means u2 is greater than u1. Okay dear, u2 is greater than u1. So you are just getting this result, u2 is greater than u1 from these calculations. So we have three results. Here. One is u3 is less than u2, and second is u4 is greater than u2, and third one is u2 is greater than u1. Just write all these numbers, the value of u in ascending order. What will you, let us suppose here is 0. So u2 is greater than u1. That means if here u1 is here, then u2 must be here, because as per this result u2 is greater than u1. u2 is less than u3. u2 is less than u3. u2 is greater than u3. That means u3 is maybe somewhere here, u3, so that u2 will be greater than u3. And u4 is greater than u2. That means if here u2 exists, then u4 will definitely exist here. So u4. So which one is largest? Definitely u4. Okay dear. So this u4 is the largest result among u1, u2, u3 and u4. Clear? So this will be your final answer. Okay dear. Any problem, if you will find any kind of problem, you can directly contact to me at my contact number, WhatsApp me, message me, and you can message me also in comment box. Thank you dear students. So we will meet again with some more lectures. Thank you. Keep safe and be happy always, and study a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you.